my symptoms started when I was about 18. I remember when I was 18 and I think I was a senior in high school, and I was working at Kmart, and I was very promiscuous, and I was very daring and rebellious. And I remember after work one night, I was pursuing this really cute guy that I work with, and I remember being at his house. I remember he was in like the fraternity of some sort at a college, and I remember being over at his house at the fraternity, and I remember I remember the music, the Nine Inch Nails was playing, and I remember almost like crawling on the floor, like, prowling towards him like a tiger and seducing him. And I remember us being on his top. I remember he had like a bunk bed or something. I remember being on the top bunk, and I remember being on top of him, and our clothes were on, but we were, foreplay, pleasure, very sexy, necking, kissing. And I remember all of a sudden, my whole entire body had pain. Like, I remember feeling these muscle spasms, this like, it was almost like an electric shock that I felt throughout my entire body from my head to my toes. And all of a sudden I had to lie down. I laid down next to him. And I think he had like ADD or something. He was very hyper, and because he couldn't just lay there with me, he couldn't be patient. The music was playing, and maybe he was drinking, I don't know. But I remember feeling that sensation in my body, and that was the first time I felt that sensation, and I was 18. And then after that, I had many of those sensations that occurred for years and years and years. And I remember when I was in Westchester, I grew up in Westchester, and I remember being with my friends. I think we were like, I might have been like 21 or 22, and I remember after drinking coffee, we were all hanging out at a coffee shop, and we all went outside, and then it was like 10 of us or something, and I remember being in so much pain and agony that I asked them to help me. I was in so much pain, and I was telling them where the pain was. I was like, what the hell is this? And I remember there were like 4 people massaging me at the same time on my back. We were sitting outside on the sidewalk on like, by a tree, and like, like the border of the tree, and I was sitting on that, and I was just like shaking, and I was like, what is this? And I remember them just all massaging me very sweetly, and they were very helpful and loving, and that moment was a really big moment for me because I got so much support, and it was like, I asked for it. I asked for the support of, what the hell was going on. And I just kept putting up with these symptoms. I kept putting up with them. It was like I had a cloud over my head. I was mentally blocked. I had a lot I had to heal psychologically because of how I grew up, and that's a whole other realm of healing. But probably because that was so significant, and there were so many other mental, emotional factors that were blocking me from realizing that this was not normal and to really just address it. So I just, I put up with it. I put up with the pain. I put up with the pain for years and years and years. And eventually it came to a point where the pain wasn't as significant. I didn't have that like electric kind of shock, and I didn't have the spasms that ran through my body to that degree. But I remember in Drexel Hill, I remember falling over on my bed. I think I might have been 22 or 23 at that time also. And I remember the whole, energy and this pain that ran through my body again, like electric shock at that time. And I literally fell on my bed. And the pain was just so enormous. And I didn't know what it was. And I think I had started chiropractic at the time. So the chiropractic adjustments made my spine aligned, and so that brought my muscles to a place that they needed to rebalance themselves. So then I experienced this pain. So I did that for years. I dealt with the pain when it happened. I just breathed through it. I breathed through it, and I continued to do that until it came to a point where I didn't have to fall over, but I still had the pain, and I was constantly using arnica and muscle stuff and arnica, the tablets that you put in your mouth or the cream that you put on your body. I remember working at a gentleman's club, and I remember massaging these guys, and I remember every day coming home and being in so much pain, and I would just put this stuff on my legs, the cream for the pain, and I kept going, and the degree that I was massaging was so much that I couldn't handle, because it was for a normal person it probably would have been fine, but because I had something else going on that was causing these symptoms, the amount of massaging was making it enormously extreme. So I had to, I asked for help at that point. I think that was, what year was that? That was like 2003, maybe 2001 to 2002, 2003 is when I worked there. Maybe it was more like, no, maybe it was more like 2003 to 2005. So, yeah, because I remember 2005 is when I became a Dakini, I became a Tantrika, I took all this tantric training, and I massaged more gently. I massaged in a different way, and I learned things to take. I learned, products that I could take to help. So, the point I was wanting to make was that Tantra can help you deal with pain. Not Tantra is one way that you can deal with pain. Energy healing is one way you can deal with pain. Emotional processing and chakra healing can also help clear the pain that's in the body. The energy, when we clear energy that's blocked on our chakras, the pain has a way of releasing. So whether it's psychological or spiritual or physical, it will release because it's all stored by energy, and the energy will flow so that it releases in whatever way you're holding it. So I just kept using these methods to heal and to deal with it. So I really know what pain is about on many, many, many ways. After I'm just coming out of right now, I'm just coming inside from sitting outside in the sun for half an hour or 45 minutes. I'm doing my Shiva Bala Yogi morning meditation. That's a practice that I've been doing that's actually helped me to come to awareness about what's going on. I chop up onions every morning. Not every morning, because I have my son with me some days in the summer. He's with his dad the other days. So the days he's with his dad, I can do it. So I chop up the onions, and I keep the onion in the refrigerator. And I was recommended to keep it cool, keep it fresh. And a friend of mine yesterday said to put the onion under the water, that would also help, so that it doesn't burn the eyes and make you have to walk away every minute or couple minutes, or like clear the eyes and calm the eyes down before you chop. You can cut again. It helps you so that you don't have to burn your eyes at all. So I did that, and that really helped. So I was able to cut the onion up very quickly today. And then you put that in the tub, and then I had put turmeric in the tub, and then do my Gayatri mantra with my mala. I use a sandalwood mala in the tub. It's the only mala I use in the tub. And then I just do that, and then I have my practice of resting under a white sheet, and then go outside and sit in the sun and do my sun practice, my sun meditation. So I'm coming in from that, and I will do the next Lyme remedy, the next Lyme vial on Thursday, which is tomorrow. Is it tomorrow already? Yeah, so it's tomorrow. So, and I noticed, the past 2 days, definitely symptoms like, almost like that electric shock symptom, but not to that degree. But I did have to sit down. I constantly catch myself and sit down from tightness and from pain. And what I would do is get this Calm. It's called Calm. You can get it at Whole Foods, and it's just a magnesium remedy. It's a powder. It's a magnesium powder, and you put it in water. I like to put it in cold or room temperature water. Some people like to put it in warm water. So I put it in water, and then I add some electrolytes and some potassium from like salt. You can get potassium, just a little bit. And that's kind of like a natural Gatorade, and that helps the muscles a little bit. It helps calm them down. It usually works within about a half an hour, and it usually helps for the day. If I drink coffee, if I drink any coffee whatsoever, or anything that has caffeine in it, a high degree of caffeine, the symptoms are enormous. The muscle spasms and the pain in the body is huge. And I remember, like for years, I would go to coffee shops in different places, and I would say, you know, can I have a decaf, or how strong is your decaf? And they would look at me funny. I'm like, the decaf still affects me. So if I had half a cup of coffee, sometimes if it was like a mild coffee, sometimes that was okay. But if I got into the habit of drinking it regularly, then again I would get the symptoms, and I usually am just best off not drinking it at all. What did I want to talk about? My son is not with me today, and he's kind of an inspiration, so it's like I don't have him in the background screaming at me, or, you know, making noises to inspire me to do what I want to do, or to talk about these things. So it's very relaxing right now. It's very peaceful. So I wanted to talk about Tantra, and how Tantra can help release pain. It helps to move through pain through the breathing practices. Because the Tantra breathwork practices help you to just be in your body, and they help you move through the experience in your body, move through feelings, move through sensations, move through energy. The true practice of Tantra is a meditation practice, and it's an intense meditation practice. And there are many different types of breath work. You can incorporate the breathing and the meditation into other practices, into intimacy, into sensuality, and incorporating it into eye gazing and into touch. But the core of Tantra is breath work. And it's not a pranayama yogic breath work. It's a kundalini, working with your sexual organs and your visualization and the muscles in your body to channel the kundalini energy. That's basically, you know, the main gist of Tantra. There's other things that Tantra means, and there's other ways of working with it, but the breathing, the deep breathing, the meditation, the relaxing, you know, and drinking water, drinking calming things, not drinking things that are going to make your body have a reaction, that alone really helps to deal with the pain. And so that's what I've been doing for many years. 23 years, I guess, is when I got it. So anybody can work through pain, anybody can heal, anybody can transform, and I don't want to make this video too long right now, so I just wanted to just share and just let you know that I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going with this process, and I'm gonna share my love. I'm going to share what I know and what I can offer, and in doing all of this, I will be a better healer myself. I will be a better practitioner. I won't be dealing with this underlying condition, this thing that I've been dealing with, and I'm excited to just be done. Like, I've learned my lesson. I've transformed my relationships with my family. I've transformed my relationship with myself. I've done enormous processing work, enormous therapy for myself, and I've done enormous healing for others. But by doing the deeper work on yourself, that's the only way that you can really help others in the way that you can be your absolute utmost, fullest potential. So, many blessings again, and I'll just keep I'll just keep touching base with you. Lots of love. Namaste.